Alright, you guys, hopefully the light stays on because it just took me forever to try to get it to work. But I'm going to be making a chocolate chip pancake bake. I got this recipe from delish.com, I think it is. I'm not following it to T, but that's okay. I have a non-stick pan ready. Then I have mini pancakes. They use regular ones. I have some chocolate chips. I think this is a fourth or a third cup of sugar. And then instead of soy milk, that's my son, just hold on. He has meltdowns sometimes. Alright, so I have I think this is about a cup and 3/4 of soy cream. They wanted to use regular milk. I didn't have any. And since it's creamer, I used a little bit less than if it were milk. Alright, so what else? I have confectionery sugar, powdered sugar up there. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I did what they showed in the, picture. I just kind of lined them up as best I could. Alright, so now I'm going to be adding everything in here to mix it and then pour it on. So this is the sugar. This is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in a shot glass. I don't drink, I just found it around the house, so we're going to put it in there. I think that's all. Oh, and I didn't have any eggs. Well, I do, but Rosie got into them. My farm fresh eggs from outside. So I'm not going to use them. So I'm substituting with olive oil, which I do a lot. I honestly don't measure it a lot. I just pour it in and guess. So let me mix that up. Alright, I honestly probably won't need this much, but I'm just going to pour it on top. It's like, they also call it a pancake casserole, so, I don't know. I'm supposed to let it soak, by the way, overnight. If you watch my videos, you know I do not plan well at all, so. I'm going to bake this at 350 for like 10 minutes. I honestly don't know what they said to bake it at, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to check on it, and then we'll add the chocolate chips after. I baked it for about 7 plus 5, whatever that is. I'm running out of time. I'm adding the chocolate chips. Whoa. Looks good. I have no time, but it looks fantastic. It does. I don't know. I'm running out of time, so. Alright, you guys, I'm going to be making homemade biscuits to go with breakfast. I got this recipe from tasteofhome.com, and they're supposed to be really easy, so we'll see. I did substitute some stuff. For instance, the base ingredient, it was 2 cups of flour. I used almond flour. I just want to see what it tastes like because I've never cooked with it before. This is 3 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Now, I never have milk in the house. They wanted 2/3 cup of milk. I substituted with a cup of sour cream with some lemon juice. I know you're supposed to match it, but in this case, there's no other wet ingredients really, so, I figured I'd go with that. So, I'm putting that in. Alright, now, I have a third, cup of butter cubed. It's cold. And then I have leftover, I left over the rest of the stick because I'm going to use it in reserve so that I can brush the butter on before I put them in. So I gotta beat this together and then I'll add that. I'll show you what it looks like in between. I cannot do that on camera. I am very bad at using mixers and I get it everywhere. Everything is coated. My phone will have water damage, I promise you that, or biscuit damage. So hold on. Alright, so this is before the butter. It's just kind of crumbly, which I expected. I do think I may end up having to add some water to this because I didn't use milk, but we'll see. So now I am going to put the butter cubes in. Alright, I'll show you what that looks like with just that, but I'll probably have to add water. Yeah, I'm for sure going to have to add some water because the butter is barely even blending, so hold on. I had just recorded myself molding this in you know, I had it in like fast motion or whatever, and then I think it deleted, so I don't know. I don't know. So yeah. Anyways, I'm about to start cutting it in little like biscuit like shapes, and I got the non-stick baking sheet ready. So I reshaped them a little because they were looking like those biscuit cookies, but I'm gonna brush the remaining butter on them and then pop them in the oven. Oh well. Alright, you guys, while the biscuits are cooking, I'm going to start making the rest of breakfast, so I'm going to go get some turkey bacon. I bought this Butterball brand because I had a coupon for it. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. I feel like the Oscar Mayer kind, I think that's what it is, tastes a lot better. These are from when I did another little cooking thing. Alright, I'm going to put 4 in there. Alright. Alright, you guys, the turkey bacon is almost done. And then I'm going to put some butter in and cook the eggs right in that, in the grease, which turkey bacon doesn't have a lot of grease. I'm just warning you, my dog is pissed because I won't let her in the kitchen while I cook, so you might hear her barking throughout this. And then my son has meltdowns when the dog barks. He has headphones and everything, but sometimes he chooses not to use them. So this is an everyday thing. I try to be real in my videos that this is like life, you know. I don't feel authentic when, like, you know, you re-record everything and make it perfect. Like, this is my life. My dog barks. My kid has meltdowns. It can be a shit show, but I still love my life. Alright, so if you saw my last video, you saw that my biscuits came out as a fail, but they smell very sweet because of the almond flour, so I'm going to try to turn them into, I don't know, something edible with fruit or something. I don't know. So let's try that. Alright, so I added some sliced strawberry to them. And I will put some whipped cream on it before I serve it. So now I'm going to get the eggs started. So I won't be using farm fresh eggs because I don't feel like washing them. So these are just ones my mom bought from the store. As I said, my dog is mad because I will not let her in here while I cook the tough shit. She is huge. She's a newfie, so she can get everything. Alright. Alright, you guys, the dog is being horrible. Absolutely horrible. But I'm putting the whipped cream on the little pastry things I made. You know, the failed biscuits.
And then my kid sneezed on it, so we couldn't eat it.
Alright, you guys, I'm here with Roman, and we are going to be making French toast, so I already have the eggs in this bowl. So now we're going to add some creamer. Do you want to pour it in?
Okay.
Alright. Alright. Good job. Okay. Now, we have some sugar. It's not a quarter cup. It's like half of that. I usually don't measure stuff, so good job. Alright, and now we have some cinnamon. This will be your favorite part, putting this in. Or no, maybe the stirring will, or the whisking. Up a little more. Maybe a little more. Good job. Alright, and now, can you whisk it?
Okay, well...
You want to break the yolks. So you can be like, oh, and then just... Good job. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Alright, now keep stirring. Superb. Alright. Look at his beautiful mixture. It looks perfect. Perfect. Alright, the rest I'll do. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Well, that's all you want to say. Are you thinking?
Okay.
Alright. Look at Rosie, the dog. She climbs up to the window. Alright. Alright, we got the butter melted in the pan. I hate that these have this thing on it. Now they're too big. Whatever. Alright, so Rome, watch. We're gonna flop it in. And then flip it. It looks kind of nasty. Transfer to pan. Alright. You want to try to do it? Can you flip it? These are kind of hard to maneuver.
Okay.
Ready? Oh, good job. See that? I'm gonna make a part 2 because he's talking a lot and I don't want to miss it at all. Like he just said he was gonna say it on camera. He's like, let's soak the toast, and I would have missed it. This is the boring part because we have to wait. This is the boring part. He said he's gonna eat some when it's done, so we'll see. Maybe he will. You never know. Are you really gonna eat some of this?
Okay. Let's eat some cool French toast.
Let's eat some cool French toast. Yes. Alright, we just flipped them once. They're still really soft though, so they probably need more time. This is the part that's hard. You just gotta sit here and wait till it's done.
Let's make your own French toast.
Yes, this is our own French toast.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, you're all done?
Okay.
Okay. Alright, you guys, this is what it looks like. Looks fantastic, so he did a good job. He is not happy now. He's having a temper tantrum, so, but yeah, the French toast came out good, so we'll see if he really eats it. As an update, he did not eat it. I gave it to him, and he goes, I can't eat French toast. Okay. Alright, you guys, I am making some breakfast, so I figured I'd take you along with me. So first, I got some Market Basket bacon, which I think this bacon, this off-brand, is just as good as Oscar Mayer. It's really good. But it's not that much less expensive, but I still think it's worth it. I do 4 pieces, 2 for my husband, 2 for me. He usually makes a sandwich out of his, but I might be trying to make these mini biscuits in this video, so I don't know how he's going to make sandwiches out of mini biscuits. I mean, he can try. It'll be like a mouse sandwich. Alright. Alright, my bad. I didn't take out the mini ones to thaw, so we're going to make regular ones. And, oh my god, I usually have my husband do this because I'm terrified of the pop. I don't like it. Okay. I don't like maybe it won't pop. It didn't pop, so now I need to get a knife. Hold on. It literally just popped on its own. I didn't even use the knife yet. I wish I caught that on camera, but TikTok gives you 3 minutes, and that's still not enough for me, so. Alright, so for these, I'm just making 4. So, like, half the package, and then I'll just store the other half. So, 1. You can't really see because of the bacon. I'll move it over. There you go. 2, 3, and then 4. Alright, now I am going to clean some of our farm fresh eggs to have with breakfast. So when you get farm fresh eggs, a lot of the time they have this debris on them. Right after you clean the coop, sometimes it's a little bit cleaner, but generally speaking, they have a little bit of dirt on them. And so, yes, I have to wash them. A lot of people don't wash their farm fresh eggs. Sometimes it's a cultural thing in other countries. They sometimes don't, which is completely okay. I choose to do it just because I've seen myself, you know, poop from here dropping in, and I don't want to get salmonella. So that is why I choose to wash them, but honestly, a lot of people don't. So now it's clean, and it just looks like a store-bought egg. Alright, so I have some butter melting, and I'm going to slice up some baby bella mushrooms and throw them in. Usually I don't add the mushrooms until you know, a ways into cooking the potatoes, but I'm using canned potatoes, which I love canned potatoes. They are so fucking good. I love them, especially the whole ones, but these are sliced. Right here is breakfast. It looks like a smiley face with the bacon and everything. It looks awesome. Alright, you guys, I'm about to make breakfast. It's a rough morning here because my son, he's very specific about certain, like, toys he has. One of them are Volkswagen, you know, buses, and he lost one, and so I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it. He's freaking out, but he needs to learn to look for things himself. So, anyways, today I'm using regular potatoes, which I actually don't like as much as canned potatoes, but whatever. These ones, the skins, in my opinion, are really, in my husband's opinion, are really rough, so I am going to peel them after I wash them, before I make home fries. So I am about to do that, and I'll come back when I have all that done. You guys, so I have all the potatoes cut up with some mushrooms on top, and so now what I do is I transfer them in a Tupperware dish or anything that has like a cover to it. Oh my god, you can't even see my face. There we go. Okay. Now I add some olive oil. And I just, oh well, first I'll add salt. I usually just add whatever spices I can find that in my reach at the time. So there's some salt. Oops. Basil leaves, I like those on potatoes. Garlic powder. And then some pepper. Put the cover on. And you just kind of shake it. And they come out beautifully coated in all the seasoning and oil. So I'm going to put those in the pan. Alright, you guys, so I got bacon cooking, and I got the potatoes cooking, and I have the oven preheating to 350 so I can put the biscuits in. Alright, you guys, now I'm going to cook up 2 of our farm fresh eggs, and I just want to show you how cool this is. One of my chickens lays blue eggs. A lot of people say she's an Easter egger. She's not. It's a lot of controversy, but what I have, I forget the name of her exact breed, but she's not actually an Easter egger. They sell her as such, but Easter eggers are actually kind of rare. So yeah, look at that. It's blue compared to a regular egg. It's really cool. So I'm just gonna fry up 2 of these. Alright, you guys, so it is all done. We have the potatoes and mushrooms, which in retrospect, I don't know why I added the mushrooms in the beginning, but it's fine. Some fried egg fresh from our farm. And then biscuits and bacon. Looks awesome. So have a good morning. Alright, you guys, so let me vlog with you while I'm cooking breakfast. A vlog. I don't do those a lot. So here is some tea. So for those who don't know, we have a Newfoundland named Rosie. We got her, you know, as a service dog for my son. And we got her indirectly from a breeder because we went through, like, kind of a third party. And I know you're going to be like, why didn't you adopt? Oh, we tried for 1.5 years. And even with land, even with, you know, funds, a stable home, referrals, it was insane. It was crazy. We tried, like, local breeders to work with them directly. We would get ghosted. It didn't work out. So finally we found this person that had Newfoundlands from a breeder down south. Because up north where I live, it's very hard to get dogs. A lot of people go down south. Well, I noticed, like, Rosie, well, we all did. She was getting, like, really big, but she's a Newfoundland. Of course she's going to get big. She's a Newfie, you know what I mean? But she was really big. She's only 5 months, and she's absolutely gigantic. And so we really just kind of thought that it was her breed or whatever, until the vet yesterday. We went to the vet. This wasn't her first vet appointment, but it's the first one where they actually told us her weight, aside from when she was like a little puppy when we got her papers and stuff. They said she weighed 91 pounds at 5 months. Now, to put that in perspective, the maximum weight for a female Newfie, her age, is 30 pounds less than that. The maximum. The average would be about 40 pounds less. Okay, maybe 35. That's a big difference. So then I started getting skeptical, and I started wondering, is she older than, we thought? And I looked up not only the middle party we went through, which they had like rave reviews. I got all the paperwork, like they were spoken very highly about. They were accused of selling a dog to somebody who was older. They like forged the paperwork, I guess, I'm assuming, from what this woman's review said. Then I looked up the actual breeder on her AKC paperwork, which you don't get that. Well, I didn't get that till we got the dog. So if you're wondering why I didn't vet that before. So I look it up, and he was arrested and on like an insane amount of like animal cruelty and neglect charges, and apparently it's this Amish couple who, like, a lot of, it's probably an Amish puppy mill, probably. It's probably not a breeder. It says he's a breeder, probably a puppy mill. So now we are going on the second to see if she's really even her age. Alright, you guys, so I am from New England, and in New England we have this stuff called beach pizza. I think it's mostly exclusive in New England. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's everywhere. And basically what it is like a square pizza with kind of a sweeter sauce, and it usually has some regular cheese and some provolone cheese. So I had these pizzas I had bought from Market Basket. They actually sell beach pizza there, but I didn't get it because it was insanely expensive, and I didn't know I was going to do this, but I got a pepperoni one and a cheese one, and I am going to try to convert it into beach pizza. Even though it won't be perfect and it'll be round, I think that it has potential.
The present on the pizza.
You want to put a present on the pizza?
Okay.
Well, he will get a present because I'm putting provolone cheese on. Hopefully he eats it. He usually takes it off, but still, he'll eat, he'll eat the sauce and the crust and some of the cheese. Alright, so the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more spaghetti sauce. And I'm not going to use a lot of it because I'm honestly going to put this over, I know it's going to be over a top layer of cheese, which isn't how it's usually done, but it's going to be like a glaze because I don't really like a lot of tomato sauce, and I just don't want to, like, top it with a bunch of it. So I'm going to probably put, this is like a teaspoon and a half. Probably, maybe 2 teaspoons. No, I'm going for 3. Alright, and now just swirl it around. And hold on, I'm going to start glazing the pizzas. Alright, you guys, I was going to use a brush, but I can't find it, so I'm going to use a spoon, and I'm just kind of going to spoon the sauce on. Nope. Alright.
Wash your hands.
Oof, don't want that chunk of tomato. And then just kind of rub it on. I don't want to run out of time. Alright, you guys, now I'm going to be adding the provolone cheese. And I'll show you how I lay it all out in a second. Hold on. Alright. Alright, you guys, I'm going to show you what this looks like up close, and in the comments, I will let you know if it really tastes like New England beach pizza. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to be making a homemade white cake. I got this recipe from allrecipes.com. I believe it was called, like, Simply White Cake. Yeah, so I'm going to be putting strawberries in it and then a buttercream frosting that will not be homemade. Yeah, we're going to start with 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of white sugar, 1 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 cup of milk, and in this instance I'm using almond milk, the regular kind. I didn't get vanilla this time. And then this is, I believe it was like 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I'm going to be using duck eggs from our farm to cook with, because duck eggs in baked goods, it makes it amazing. It makes it like more fluffy, moist. It's just great. I also want to know if this is a double yolker, because in comparison, pretty big. So let's crack it and see. Duck eggs are much tougher than chicken eggs. It's a double yolker. Let me show you. Alright, I'm just putting the second one in. Now I have 1/2 cup of melted butter. And I'm just going to stir all that up. Alright, so I'm done mixing everything, and I just realized we have no strawberries. I don't know where they went. Maybe they went bad and someone threw them out. I don't know. But now it's just turned into a homemade white cake with buttercream frosting. I don't know. I can't. Well, the frosting is not homemade, obviously, but I shouldn't say obviously. Sometimes I make homemade frosting, but it ain't in me today. I have sauce all over my shirt from earlier. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm tired. Alright, I'm going to spray my pan, which I don't even know if you're supposed to spray Pyrex. I don't know, but I just did. Alright. Alright, it's ready for the oven. I'm going to put it in for 350 degrees for like, I don't know. I'm going to just guess. Alright, you guys, so I have my Duncan Hines creamy buttercream frosting. And so I'm going to frost this cake. I let it cool for like 20-30 minutes. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, you guys, so here it is. And I'm going to cut a piece and then show you what it looks like cut. Which I'm really bad at cutting cakes. Don't expect much. It's a little thin, but it still looks awesome. I'm going to smash it. I can't wait. Alright, you guys, for breakfast I'm making something a little bit, or I made something a little bit unconventional, just crab rangoon and fries. I just wanted something I could pop in the oven and then go lay down. I'm gonna have some duck sauce. I'm gonna put that in, the bowls, and then for the fries, we're having honey mustard, so, I need to get a spoon. Alright, so I'm just getting ready to spoon the duck sauce in 2 of them. Oh my god, if I have to get my husband to open this on camera, I swear to shit. Thank fuck. Alright. So there's that. And then this, I hope I have enough. Let me go get the plate. Alright, so I got the duck sauce, the honey mustard. I'm just going to put it like that on each plate. And now, some fries. I'll put on this side. I'm gonna have to drink ginger ale instead of coffee this morning. Yesterday was my first time having caffeine in forever, and I just can't do it. My energy is naturally chaotic. I can't do it. I was up all night just from one fucking iced coffee. I was up the entire night, and I had it in the morning, so. Alright, these are the crab rangoons. They're just the oven kind. So I'll put those on the other side. So 2, 4, 4, and then 2 more. Okay. Oops, I dropped the fry. It's okay. So, I'm actually going to show you in a second. I got to wash my hands. Alright, you guys, I'm starting Okay, we're good. Okay, I'm starting breakfast, and I have, chopped up onions, chopped up potatoes, and I got my butter melting in the pan. So yeah, that's what I'm starting with. I'm going to preheat the oven. I'm not making biscuits like from raw dough or anything, but they're the leftover mini ones, so I'm just going to heat them up in there. So I'm only going to be using 2 pieces of bacon because we are running out. I need to get more. However, I still use it even when there's a little left because I love cooking the eggs in bacon grease. I don't really like plain eggs without it. Not that that's healthy, but whatever. Alright, so that's set up to cook. Alright, you guys, and I do have farm fresh eggs today, but I am going to be using these they're Nellie's free-range eggs, and the reason is because my mom got these for me to bake, but I'd rather use, to use in baked goods, I mean, but I'd rather use these first because farm fresh eggs can actually last, like, an insanely long time, like, on the shelf without, as long as you don't wash them, refrigerate them, they can last, like, forever. By the way, I know I have a hole in my shirt, and one up here. My dog did that, and I refuse to get rid of this shirt because I think it makes me look rugged. I don't care. I'm keeping it. I don't care. Okay, so let me put the eggs in. Oh my god, one of them's cracked. Alright. I'll probably make 4. Alright, I'm going to throw the used ones away and I'll be back. And I gotta wash my hands, of course. Alright guys, so the potatoes are pretty much done. The potatoes and onions, so I'm gonna go plate them. So the biscuits are now done, and I put like squares of butter on each while I was warming them up. So I'm just gonna show you. This one you can see how it's like golden brown and everything. Looks good. Alright you guys, it's all done. I'll give you a close-up after, but there, well I guess this is kind of a close-up. The potatoes and onions, fried egg, 2 biscuits, mini biscuits, and my little dinky bacon. Hold on. And I have my Dunkin' Donuts coffee to enjoy with it, so good start to the morning. I hope you have a great morning. Alright you guys, I'm starting dinner, so I have butter melting in the pan. Well, you can't really see it, there you go. And I'm going to be making these kebab steaks. Again, they're like steak tips, which I think they're supposed to be low quality meat. I got them for only $4.80, but last time I cooked them, they were amazing. I am going to put Lone Star brisket seasoning on it. And yeah, so let me get that started first. There is a mosquito in here, so yeah, if you see something flying around, it's a mosquito. Alright, I'm just putting the seasoning on. Now I have some crinkle cut fries from Market Basket, and I'm going to put them in this dish, and I'm going to season them and put some olive oil, and then just cover it and shake it up, then cook it. So a fun tidbit you may not have known, because I just learned this maybe like a couple years ago, is if you are cooking like frozen french fries, you want to separate them as much as possible if you like them crispy. I don't like crispy fries, so I don't really care. These will not cook super even, but I just I love smushy fries. I don't know. So now I'm actually preparing a French bread. I'm going to bake it. I actually didn't plan on making this, and then I went to go get the steak tips out of my freezer, and this fell out completely unwrapped. It literally came out of the wrapper. So I guess it was meant to be. So I am just going to cut it through the middle. I know that's not how you normally do it, but that's how I'm doing it. I just want to make sure the butter seeps in. Now, I gotta go get my brush. I don't have my brush, so I'm just gonna use a spoon, and I'm just gonna spoon the butter over it, first in the crease, because I want it to get in there. I hate having to butter bread when it's already cooked. It takes forever, and everything rips. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm going to show you guys one of my absolute favorite recipes. It is a simple chocolate homemade frosting. And I got this from Lauren's Latest. It's her recipe, or whoever contributes to the site. I don't know the specifics, but it is amazing. They did an amazing job. You literally need 4 ingredients. That's it. Milk, cocoa powder, powdered sugar, and some vanilla. And I really just eye this. I don't really go completely by the recipe, so that's a little bit over a 1/4 cup of cocoa. Let's add some of the powdered sugar, I should say. I honestly put in about a cup of that, so I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit more of this. I really just eye it, and it's great because, like, you can't mess it up because you can just keep adding stuff as you go. Like, it's only 4 ingredients. You can't mess it up. It's great. If the consistency isn't right, you add more powdered sugar. If it's not chocolatey enough, you add more of this. Although I will say it ends up like dark chocolate. That's because I'm using dark cocoa. Okay, well, it does. It comes out like dark chocolate, but it's, so I would recommend, like, not eating it right before bed, because that's what I'm about to do, and I'll be up all night. I will regret this at 3 a.m. So I just do a teaspoon of vanilla. I think they said 2. I might be wrong. I don't know. But I'm just going to put 1. And then you can sift together the dry ingredients if you want. I'm going to add some milk. I'm using almond milk. It's unflavored. So I put maybe 1/2 cup in there. So I'm going to beat this. I cannot do that on camera because I get it everywhere. I'm horrible at it, so I'm sorry. So this is why I can't beat anything with the mixer on camera. But hey, it looks great. Let me get a spoon and show you the consistency. Hold on. Alright, so I did have to add more powdered sugar, actually, like 2 cups. Okay, but frosting really is just sugar anyways. So look. Oh man, that one makes it look puddingy. It doesn't look like that. It's thick. Can I show you like this? I mean, it needs to set, but I love it. I'm telling you, it tastes great. I'll show you on the cake after. Alright, you guys, I cannot lie. I did add a little bit more cocoa powder to make it thicker. That is nice frosting consistency. Alright, you guys, and look at that. It looks so good. I love it. When it was in the fridge, it got, like, thicker, obviously, so it's perfect consistency. It looks awesome. Can't wait to eat it. I highly recommend this recipe. Alright, you guys, so I am going to be making yellow Pillsbury cake with homemade chocolate frosting. I'm just going to mix it in the Pyrex dish because why not? I don't want to dirty another dish, and to be honest, I dirtied so many with dinner, I don't even think I have a big bowl. So I'm just going to open this and dump it. I have the oven preheating to 350. Alright, there it is. Now I'm going to do the eggs. These are not our farm fresh eggs. I was going to use duck eggs, but I don't know, because I didn't feel good the other day and then my husband didn't, so just in case, I want to see what happens if I use the store-bought eggs instead of duck eggs. I'm sure they're fine and I'm just paranoid, but alright, that's one. Someone told me to crack it once so that no shells come up, and you're right, that worked. So thank you for that suggestion. Alright. Now I have, I think it's a half, is it a half? Yeah, half cup of oil. And then 1 cup of water. I love these dishes. They were my grandmother's. Alright, let me go get a spoon. Or whisk. No, spoon. Alright, you guys, it's all mixed up. And honestly, this is my first time ever mixing it directly in the pan. And it worked great. So I'm going to pop it in. Alright, you guys, so the cake has cooled. And I have my homemade frosting. Which I actually, well, it's not mine. I got it from, I think it's... I said it in my other video. Just look at my other video if you want to know the simple recipe to make this. I think it's the best chocolate frosting. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a stir. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. I use dark chocolate cocoa powder, which I think makes it better. I should have done this in slow-mo. I forgot I was on camera, but whatever. Alright. My husband's gonna be so excited. He loves my homemade frosting. I have to get my chains out for the full effect of what I don't know. Okay, so I am going to be making taco salad with yellow rice on the side. So what I'm using is hydroponic premium butter lettuce because I thought I had spinach, but I don't, but this will do just fine. And some taco night ground chicken. It's seasoned like, you know, taco seasoning. An onion, because my husband insists, of course. Street sauce, sour cream, cheddar cheese. I don't have any Mexican kind, but that's fine. I actually really like the cheddar. And then yellow rice. Carolina yellow rice. These remind me of being a kid growing up. Okay, so I am going to put a lot of this back in the fridge while I get started on the rice because that's going to take the longest, as well as the meat. I just wanted to show you guys I'm getting this ready, and isn't it cute? It looks like a rose. I like almost don't want to eat it because it's like a bouquet. I love flowers. Even as a dude, I've had like flower phone cases. I don't give a shit. Love flowers. That's why they're tattooed all over me. Alright, you guys, so the yellow rice is done. And I have the lettuce with onion in here, so I'm going to add the ground chicken. It came out weird, kinda, to be honest. I gotta get the street sauce. It's right here, think of. I should have just put this on the meat, but... Alright. And then I am going to shred some cheese and then put it on top and then put the sour cream and then start to plate. Alright, so this is what it looks like in the bowl. Looks pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to actually plate. And I think I'm going to have us eat some of the French bread from yesterday that's left over because it'll go well. Alright, you guys, this is what it looks like. We have the yellow rice. My kid is not dying. You want to give me a trophy? Well, that actually is an emergency, but so we have the bread, the French bread, and then the taco salad, and then the yellow rice, so I think it'll be awesome. Hope you have a good night. Alright, this is part 2 of making breakfast. It is September 8th, I believe, 2021. Okay, so I just buttered the Crescent Rolls, you know, with just a spoon and butter or whatever. So now I'm going to put on some ground cinnamon, and I'm always nervous tons is going to come out because that always happens to me. Okay, not bad. And these are going to be topped with some frosting, some buttercream frosting. Alright, so now it's time to roll them. This one you can see. So They're already kind of, you know, shaped so that you can just roll them up. It's like this afterwards. I'm also going to give them a sprinkle with cinnamon, you know, after I roll them up. By the way, these are Great Value Crescent Rolls, which I think are just as good as Pillsbury, but I got this recipe from Pillsbury. Although it's kind of self-explanatory, really. We'll see how much they really taste like Crescent Rolls. I'll let you know in the comments. As I said in my last video, these were previously frozen, so they're a little bit but they taste very good. I have to keep an eye on time. Alright, so now I'm going to give them another, you know, tap of cinnamon. Alright, they're ready to go in the oven at 350. Alright, everything is pretty browned in here. So, by the way, if you didn't watch my other one, this is like potatoes and onions. That's it. And now I'm going to add the eggs. Now for seasoning, I want to try how this will be. It's a cheesesteak seasoning because I didn't have any bacon or meat or anything. Well, I do have meat, but I decided not to use it. And some garlic powder. I've never had this on anything like this, only meat, so I don't know how it'll taste. And as always, I'll let you know in the comments. Then I'm going to put the garlic powder. Alright. Alright, you guys, the cinnamon rolls or crescents are done. They look kind of brown there, but they're not as brown when you put them up close. Usually I'd wait for them to cool to put on frosting of any kind, but since there's, you know, kind of like cinnamon rolls, I want it to be more of a glaze. This is Duncan Hines buttercream. So I'm just going to put a little bit on one. But I'm running out of time. Actually, I can't. Hold on. Alright, you guys, so today for breakfast, I'm making potatoes, onions with eggs, like, in it. I forget what you call that. Stir-fried breakfast? I don't know. Okay, then I'm going to make crescent rolls, cinnamon rolls into cinnamon rolls with frosting. So, yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I got the potatoes in, and then I will cut up the onion, and within probably, like 7 minutes, I guess, I'll put the onion in, then I'll add the egg after that's browned up. I only put salt and pepper for now because I really want to season the eggs too. I really don't like plain eggs. So, yeah, I'm going to start on that. Alright, you guys, so the potatoes have been cooking a little bit. I put some more butter in it, like a tablespoon, so now I'm going to add the chopped up onion. That's what it looks like. While this is cooking up, I'm going to get started on the crescent rolls. For the cinnamon roll, crescent roll things. Now, as you guys know, I'm terrified of these things, but my husband is laying down. I don't want to wake him up. He was up with Roman all morning. So I'm going to try to do it myself. I'm a little nervous. I know you guys are like, just bang it on the counter, but like, it still pops if you do that. It might be in my control, but it still pops. Sometimes if I just put it down and step away, it does it. It's not doing it, okay. I ended up just using a knife. Alright, so these were previously frozen, so they're a little bit harder to work with. But I am going to basically unroll. They come like, if you haven't used them before, they're like pre-cut out with a dotted line. Ugh, doughy. That's because they were frozen before. So then I'm just going to line them on the pan. You can't see it, but I'll show you when it's done. Normally I would brush this on, but apparently I need a new brush. I don't know. I can never find it, so I must need a new one. So I'm just gonna, let me do it on when you can see. I'm just gonna spoon it on and just kind of rub it in. That was actually a little bit too much on that one. Now I'm just, oops. I gotta do a part 2, I'm sorry. Alright, this is part 2 of making breakfast. It is September 8th, I believe, 2021. Okay, so I just buttered the Crescent Rolls, you know, with just a spoon and butter or whatever. So now I'm gonna put on some ground cinnamon. And I'm always nervous tons is gonna come out because that always happens to me. Okay, not bad. And these are going to be topped with some frosting, some buttercream frosting. Alright, so now it's time to roll them. This one you can see. So they're already kind of, you know, shaped so that you can just roll them up. It's like this afterwards. I'm also going to give them a sprinkle with cinnamon, you know, after I roll them up. By the way, these are Great Value Crescent Rolls, which I think are just as good as Pillsbury, but I got this recipe from Pillsbury. Although it's kind of self-explanatory, really. We'll see how much they really taste like Crescent Rolls. I'll let you know in the comments. As I said in my last video, these were previously frozen, so they're a little bit but they taste very good. I have to keep an eye on time. Alright, so now I'm going to give them another, you know, tap of cinnamon. Alright, they're ready to go in the oven at 350. Alright, everything is pretty browned in here, so, by the way, if you didn't watch my other one, this is like potatoes and onions, that's it. And now I'm going to add the eggs. Now for seasoning, I want to try how this will be. It's a cheesesteak seasoning, because I didn't have any bacon or meat or anything. Well, I do have meat, but I decided not to use it. And some garlic powder. I've never had this on anything like this, only meat, so I don't know how it'll taste. And as always, I'll let you know in the comments. Then I'm gonna put the garlic powder. Alright. Alright, you guys, the cinnamon rolls or crescents are done. They look kind of brown there, but they're not as brown when you put them up close. Usually I'd wait for them to cool to put on frosting of any kind, but since there's, you know, kind of like cinnamon rolls, I want it to be more of a glaze. This is Duncan Hines buttercream. So I'm just going to put a little bit on one. But I'm running out of time, actually. I can't. Hold on. Alright, you guys, I'm making breakfast. I got some bacon in the pan, and so I'm going to make bacon, fried eggs, and ignore my eye. My dog, she paused me to scratch her, and she got my eye. But anyways, so, I have the bacon, I'm doing fried eggs, and then I have, like, a loaf, it's frozen, of French bread, and I'm going to put some butter with cinnamon sugar on it. And then what else? Was there anything else? I think that's it. Alright, you guys, so I have the bread here, and I'm just going to take a fork, and I'm just going to poke holes in it so that everything seeps through. Bread thaws really fast, so it's a little easier now. I want to make sure I get the ends too. Alright, so now this is melted butter, and it has about probably a heaping tablespoon of sugar, and then it has about a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm gonna just brush this on. And this is just one of the dollar French breads from Walmart. They're only 99 cents. So, and sometimes you can get them discounted for like 50 cents. These might have been 50 cents. But yeah, I love them. I think they're great, and you can freeze them, and they just come right back to life. I mean, usually I take them out the day before, but we recently had one that was frozen, and it was still very, very good. Alright, I'm just gonna finish this and then I'll be back. Alright, now I'm just gonna drizzle some honey on top, very little. Honey. The bread is done, so I'm gonna cut it up and then plate everything. I have the eggs, in the bacon grease. Alright, you guys, so I have the egg, the bacon, and then the cinnamon sugar bread with melted butter and honey. And then I have coffee. It looks like cold brew the way it looks, but it's not. Alright, so I hope you all have a good breakfast. You guys, I just have to tell you that I gave my son a piece of bacon because when I was cooking it, he said he wanted some, and he literally just walked off with it and ate it. I've never seen him eat, really, any meat. Besides chicken nuggets, I haven't seen him eat another meat since he ate bologna like 4 years ago, so that's pretty great. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to be making, the first snack for my ducks and chickens of the day. Their first feeding, but that sounds weird to me. Like, I don't know, their first meal. That's a better way to say it. Okay, so this is just the pan I made breakfast in. Doesn't matter, so I'm just going to use that. So these are my duck eggs. I'm going to feed them back to them and the chickens, and I thought it'd be nice because we can see if any are fertilized. So yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. I'm not going to wash them because it's going right back to them. Humans aren't consuming them, so let's see. That is a huge egg, so I want to show you in comparison to, let me see if I can show you. No, I'm going to have to let the camera, hold on. So that is how big a duck egg is, like the yolk, compared to a typical chicken egg. The yolk is much bigger. Because the yolk is much bigger, my husband loves to eat them as hard-boiled eggs because you get like much more yolk. But that one was not fertilized. To tell if it's fertilized, like I always say, you look for a bullseye. That one I just did was also not fertilized. That one that one is fertilized. Let me show you. So that's a very small bullseye, but that is what you look for to tell if it's fertilized or not. Alright, so this is the last one. Let's see if this one is. Nope, that one isn't. Alright, so I'm going to kind of like scramble these up sort of, and then I'm going to get started on cutting their produce. I'm going to throw in some leftover pieces of bacon just to add, more protein. They'll eat pig, they'll eat chicken, they'll eat anything. And if it's safe for them, then they can eat it, in my opinion. Alright, the eggs are done, so I'm going to put it in my ball jar for the ducks and my bamboo bowl for the chickens. So now I have zucchini, organic zucchini, not from our farm, but I got it on discount at the grocery store or Walmart. So I'm going to, as usual, cut off the ends, and then I will cube it for the ducks and just give bigger pieces to the chickens. Alright, you guys, now I'm going to cut up this leftover cinnamon bread from breakfast. Cinnamon is really good for chickens' respiratory systems. So yeah, I'm going to cut this up and, so it won't go to waste. Now I have these fruit cups to get rid of. They're not ideal because they're high in sugar, but they're pomegranate, pear, and I forget what else they are, but it's safe for chickens and ducks. So now I have some carrots, which they look bad, but they're not. It's just because I thawed them in the microwave. Black beans. Alright, you guys, this is what it looks like so far, and I'm going to put oyster shells on top. Now, usually I don't put so much oyster shells, like, every single day, but the reason we have been is because they're definitely, like, deficient in calcium right now, so that's why I'm trying to amp their nutrition.